Yo, what's up? It's your man, King Reggie. In this video, I want to give you 10 changes that Apex needs moving forward. As a little disclaimer, these are just my own thoughts and opinions, so maybe they're relevant to you and maybe they're not. But before I give you the list, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend if you liked the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my content, and comment down below some of the changes that you would like to see in Apex Legends. Let's get into it. First, I want to kick things off with the audio in Apex Legends. Now, the audio has always been a problem from day one because literally you can't even differentiate your own teammates' footsteps from the enemy's footsteps. And 70% of the time, you won't be able to hear a whole squad sprinting behind you until they're less than 5 meters away. This has been a huge problem, and overall the audio doesn't make sense because in that same breath, you can hear a full-fledged fight going on the complete opposite side of the map. Now, Apex devs have never talked about it, and they've never really addressed the audio problems that we have faced, and they seem to never have been fixed in the whole life of Apex. And I think that the audio in Apex needs a complete overhaul, unless Respawn really likes to just watch us suffer, and you know, probably they do. Another problem right up along with audio has to be Apex's matchmaking. Matchmaking hasn't been good for a while, and it really doesn't make sense. As a casual player, why do I find myself running into matches with Masters and Predators when really my only rank is probably a Platinum or a Diamond player at best? I just don't feel like that in my own experience of playing Apex games that I need to be matched up with the best of the best. And even the best of the best don't want to be matched up with the worst of the worst. It doesn't really make them better, and it definitely doesn't make me better. It just makes me more frustrated than not. Now, I know that the devs don't want to make Apex an easier game, and that with their matchmaking that the better you do, the better players that you're going to go up with. But I feel like in that sense, it could all be more consistent though. I don't have to play Masters and Predators to also be challenged. Bottom line is there could just be a solid matchmaking where it doesn't make it unbearable to where I have to lose games for hours just to get one win. And I feel like there is a happy medium, but the devs just can't really figure it out. And to go along with matchmaking, solo players shouldn't be queued up with a whole 3 stacks of different squads. Solo players should be queued up with other solo players, so there's more of a level playing field. In duos, and they need a random, should be paired up with other duos that also need a random. It should be very even, and then 3 stacks are paired up with other 3 stacks. I think that could maybe solve the matchmaking going forward, and I'm not saying that that is a be-all fix-all, but it could be a start. Now, after matchmaking, it has to go with the rank system. The ranked game mode has definitely gone through so many changes since it's ever been a mode because there just never seems to be a balance. It's either there's a huge kill cap or there's not a huge kill cap, or kills mean a lot or kills don't mean a lot, or placement means more, placement means less. You get the picture. Last season, ranked was basically unbearable because if you didn't have 2 other people to play with, you just weren't even going to rank up. And now this season, it's like, why don't you just go and kill the whole lobby, get thousands of points, and then rank up faster? And I kind of get the math behind that, is that they just want everyone to rank up as fast as they can, so then everyone falls into their place easier and faster, so that you don't have diamonds and predators and bronze and silver lobbies, farming lobbies just to rank up. And I don't have a good solution because I don't really know how that they go about fixing this. But what I do believe is that it just has to be more consistent, and there has to definitely be some competitive aspect to it, and there needs to be a reward for kills and placement equally. Also, there might be just a better reward just for the different placements that you get, as far as maybe, you know, Predator, Master, and Diamond. Maybe you get something different than just a dive trail and a little charm. Maybe you actually get like a skin, or there just needs to be something different, in my opinion. Next up, after the rank system, I think has to just be map rotations. Apex has 4 maps, and they rotate each season, but there's always one map that just has to go into the vault for no reason other than that the devs want that to happen, I guess. But we've never had 4 maps in rotation, and only recently has there been 3 maps in rotation. No single map is the best map. Each map kind of has their own problems, but over time each map does become more predictable with how it plays. And even if there's changes in the map still kind of stays the same. For example, World's Edge, everyone's still going to drop Fragment no matter what you do to that map. King's Canyon is just a third-party dominant map regardless. And Stormpoint is just such a big map for pubs where you only have 1 fight in that map, and then you're already in the top 5 because everyone already just dies right off of the spawn. Now, if you're playing ranked, these maps are a little bit different, and I understand that you want to rotate ranked maps. I get that part. but I don't know why we can't have just all 4 maps in rotation just to have a little bit more variety so that Apex doesn't get to seem stale after mid-season, even if there is changes in a new map. So on this 5th one, this is kind of just maybe personal preference, but I also think that it is kind of dire to the health of Apex, and it's less wall hacks. Information is the king in Apex, and I mean rightfully so, because the more information you have, the better you can strategize and attack. But now in Apex, there's so many different either wall hack legends or just enemies that are able to just get information handed to them, basically. Like with Bloodhound and Seer, you don't have to be so talented as to run them. Seer might have a little bit more of a skill gap, but Bloodhound really doesn't. And these legends are just so good at getting information that it kind of just makes it easier for them, and they don't really have to have a good game sense to get that information. They don't have to work hard for the information. With all that being said, I don't know a solution to the wallhack legends, because it seems like the Apex devs want wallhack legends to kind of be a staple in Apex. And I don't think though that they should keep releasing more legends that just get more information as an ability, because then it kind of just ruins the rawness of the game, the natural ability just to have that game sense. You kind of take that away when you give legends abilities that just can give them information. And overall, I just think though that information legends shouldn't be the most dominant legends in Apex. Now these last 5 changes are kind of just more fun and kind of just more of my thoughts and thinking about Apex on a deeper meaning, deeper level. And I don't really think of these as just big solutions, but they would be interesting if they were in Apex Legends. So for number 6, I got third parties. Now I love a good third party myself, don't get me wrong, but I don't like how third parties are a staple to winning the game and winning certain fights. I don't like that you have to third party a bunch of people just so that you can win a game of Apex. I feel like that kind of takes away from your own skill and everything. Is that I could down a master predator squad by third partying them, but if it was on an equal playing field, they're going to definitely wipe me off the board. And I mean, I get in a battle royale that third parties are going to happen, especially in late game when the circle's condensed and more people are around, but I just don't like that when I drop into a public match that within the first 5 minutes there's already 10 squads left because everyone's just dying just due to third parties and hot drops. And then this fighting, I think, leads me into the next one, which will also be kind of cool to see, which is number 7, which is shorter time to kill. The time to kill in Apex is very high, and a fight can last a minute or it can last 3 minutes due to the time it takes to heal, how many heals that enemy team has, what position they have. But the suggestion I have is that since Apex is such a fast-moving game, why not just lower the time to kill down a little bit, you know, by making heals a little bit faster, kind of similar to Warzone, where a cell maybe, you know, it takes 1.5 seconds than 3 seconds, and a battery takes 3 seconds instead of 5 seconds. I'm not saying it would work or that it fits, but this change would kind of keep the action a little bit more intense and keep it fast-paced, fast-moving, keeping teams in the fight, and then it would kind of slow down third parties in that same sense, because when you go up to third party a team, they might have already healed up already, and I think that fastness, that quickness kind of would also go along with Apex. Next up, I think, has to be the Battle Pass. I know it's only $10, and I mean, $10 ain't that much, but as of late, the Battle Pass just seems like they've just been kind of mailing it in. It's been very lackluster. Really, the only thing worth getting in the whole Battle Pass is just that reactive skin. And that being the only thing worth completing the Battle Pass for, that just doesn't seem like a lot. And bottom line, they just got to do better on the Battle Pass. Battle Passes have not been good for a while because, you, like I said, you just don't really get that much. And there just needs to be something in there that makes it worth completing. It shouldn't be so boring and feel like every season kind of just has the same Battle Pass. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because those are really just my thoughts, and the Battle Pass just has to be better. So number 9, this one's pretty simple and it's a really broad topic, but overall in Apex, there just has to be more content. There's so much potential in Apex, but it just feels like we don't get it because all we have is just a battle royale and an arenas mode. And it's been 3 years and that's really all we have. I compare this with a game like Fortnite. You don't even have to play a solo battle royale mode or whatever in Fortnite to have fun playing Fortnite. I mean, look at creative mode. Creative mode is so vast in Fortnite, and it's been a thing that's made Fortnite's life so much longer. I'm not saying Apex we need to do anything like that. Well, there could be a little bit more creativity in Apex. Like, why don't we have a control mode that lasts all the time? Like, why isn't there like a search and destroy type of mode? Anything like that. I feel like Apex has to add a little bit more. Like I said, we're in year 3, and all we have is really 2 different game modes, and that's it. Outside of the different LTMs and stuff that only come like once a season. And if you want to look into this more, just look at Apex Mobile. Apex Mobile has 10x the amount of content that we even have in just the main Apex game. Now, I know Apex has a 10-year plan, but it just feels like that now in year 3 that there's just still not enough content. There's only 2 game modes, and that's why it feels like content gets stale or it gets boring. The last thing I want to talk about really is just the cosmetics. Probably the thing that I'm most passionate about, and that's why I kind of saved it for the last, is because I feel like it's something that I really do care about, and it's something that makes Apex even more fun, and a bunch of games like Apex fun. Apex is a free game, and by selling these cosmetics, that's where they're really going to make their money. But as of late, Apex has really kind of just mailed it in, it feels like, on a lot of their different cosmetics. You pay $20 for some recolor skin or just some basic legend skin that's going to be first person, so you're not even going to see that whole skin. And so I feel like there just has to be a little bit more creativity, a little bit more of an emphasis on making actually good skins that are actually worth their money. I compare it to a game like Valorant because when I look at Valorant's cosmetics, they're really second to none, in my opinion. They have some of the coolest gun skins, and then they have different melee weapons, animations, and overall, I just wish that Apex would take a page out of Valorant's book, you know, and add more and better gun skins, and even more heirlooms or melee weapons, as opposed to just a $500 heirloom being the only cosmetic in the game that's really worth having. Overall, a lot of these changes may or may not happen, and it's not really up to me. These are just some of my thoughts and opinions, but it would be cool to see Apex mix things up and try to expand their brand a little bit more. But again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.